The Steps Hip Spica Care DVD is made for parents and carers of children in hip spica cast. They are a series of mini videos which cover aspects of looking after a child in a cast. The videos are examples of how real families coped with everyday tasks of looking after a child in a hip spica. They are not meant to be fully comprehensive and cannot tell you everything you will need to know about hip spica care, but hopefully they will reassure you that solutions can be found to many practical problems. Remember that it is best to contact your healthcare professional if you have a problem you cannot solve. Parents, carers and healthcare professionals have reviewed these videos.
So one of the things that I did with Bethan beforehand, and Bethan's at the stage, she loves cutting and sticking things, and we make scrapbooks when she goes on holiday, so I had the idea to just make a scrapbook about her plaster trousers. So we did lots of sort of chat, and this was really consolidating the talk that we were doing. So we had a look at pictures of children and then stuck them in. That's a photo from when she was in plaster first time round. And then we talked about our trip to the hospital, and I actually sat down with Bethan and we made a list together of what she was going to take, and she loved that, being involved and having some responsibility. And it was every morning for a couple of mornings before I was woken up with, "Mummy, we mustn't forget Buddy and Callum." So she knew what she wanted to take to the hospital. And then we carried it on after she'd had her operation. When we came home, it was just some sort of positive reinforcement about what she'd been through. So we stuck her wristbands in, and we had a photo of her hips from the operation and x-ray, and we stuck in her bravery certificates. And she absolutely loves, anybody who comes now has to see her scrapbook about her plaster trousers, and we're going to keep adding to that, really, so that it's, I'd like to think that this is going to be a positive experience for her, and I've enjoyed having this sort of extra special time with her, because she was in nursery before this, and it's given me a chance to spend some extra time with her, and really sort of enjoying 2 months of extra time, I call it, extra special time. Because we did quite a lot of preparation and talk beforehand, I think she's coped as well as she could have done, but there's still times when she gets frustrated. And there's still times where, she has a little tantrum, and you suddenly, and I keep thinking to myself, oh, it's because of what she's had to go through. But then I just try and remember what she was like before she went into plaster, and she could certainly have a little tantrum then. So it's not just, blaming everything on. This is the age that she's going through. And really reassuring myself that it isn't making a big difference to her and the enjoyment that we're having. And I think one thing I've really tried to do to make this time easier to cope with is to try and do lots of nice things that I haven't had the chance to do with her, because she's been at nursery for the last couple of years. So I've seen this as my opportunity to be able to do some of the things that she enjoys doing at nursery, so sort of arts and crafts things and new games for her. So I've really made an effort to try and get some things that she'll feel is new and exciting, and that's helped both of us cope with it. I think one of the biggest sort of worries for me is the fact that last time she was in plaster, she doesn't remember it. She looks at the photo, she sees a very happy baby, and she was very contented last time, and we thought after that operation everything was sorted. So when we got the news that she was going to need another operation and go back into plaster at the age that she is now, I think my biggest fear was how she was going to remember that, and if it turned out to be an upsetting time, then that could, upset her again in the future. So I've tried my best to make it as much a positive experience, and a lot of the build-up beforehand and what we've done is all very much looking at the positive aspects, and hopefully she'll remember this as a fun time and not, oh, that was when I was in plaster. So, and I want to enjoy it as well. This is my extra special time with her, and it has so far. It's been very nice, and we've dealt with the tantrums and just remembered that that's the age that she's going through, and it isn't necessarily all about being in plaster.
What was the good thing about going to hospital?
Got my very own telly.
Got your very own telly. Was there anything bad about going to hospital?
Having this stupid plaster on so I can't run, hop or jump. I stayed for a few nights and I got breakfast, lunch and No, breakfast, lunch and supper. Got all those 3 meals in the day. But after I had that day when I had my operation, I just couldn't have anything at all. Just one bit of breakfast and no, I didn't even get a bit of breakfast on the day I had my operation. I couldn't have nothing to eat, not until my operation was done. I didn't have a wheelchair at hospital. I didn't have any. Had to just lie down on a bed. Just had to lie down on the bed all the time.
Well, you had to get home.
Yeah. Amelia's going away now, sorry!
Remember, you are not alone. When you want information, advice and support, our helpline team are here to help you. No matter how big or small your concern, please email or telephone our helpline. Get instant access to information 24 hours a day via our website, where you can download our advice leaflets. You can also visit our online chat forum, which provides a fantastic resource of helpful tips and practical advice written by parents who are coping with a child affected by hip dysplasia.